Hello. What glorious weather we're enjoying at the moment. The garden looks beautiful at this time of the year. The flowers are blooming and the trees are coming out in blossom, and it's so good now that the winter is over and we can look forward to warmer days and longer evenings. As we wonder at the beauty of nature, we know that it's taken some time to come to this. It's almost hard to believe that a tiny seed or bulb turns into beautiful flowers like these. When it's planted in the ground, it's like it's being buried. In order for it to come to maturity, it has to spend some time underground. And all the while, secretly and silently, nature is doing her work. Slowly but surely, we start to see new green shoots appear, and gradually they grow into the wonderful blossoms in our gardens, fields and hedgerows. This is what Jesus talks about, which is recorded in John's Gospel. He says, "Unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds." He was talking about himself, of course. He was saying that in order for new life to come, first something has to die. In this case, this is Jesus. He is trying to set out for his disciples what was going to happen to him. We're just about to enter the season of the church's year called Passiontide. This is about focusing more intently on Jesus' journey to the cross and all that that means. It was a harrowing time for him, but he set his face towards Jerusalem, determined to go through with what his Father wanted him to do. He realized that in order to complete his Father's mission, he had to let go of his life, in order for there to be new life. Jesus had to give up his life on the cross in order to bring new life to the world. And Jesus' followers are called to do something similar. No, we don't have to sacrifice our whole life like Jesus did, but we are called to follow him with our whole lives. We're called to let go of those things which draw us away from him, those things which get in the way of following him, to let go of our own hold on our life and to put ourselves into his hands. We are to trust him more and more so that we can live more fully and completely in his hands. We've just gone through a most difficult winter. We've had storms, high winds and bitterly cold weather. We've also had illness, some COVID restrictions still in place, and now we have a war in Eastern Europe and the consequence of the rising cost of living. I'm sure we've all had our own struggles and difficulties too. We're not living in easy times. However, we do have the promise of new life. As we can see in nature, so we can know for our own lives that we have to go through difficult times sometimes in order to appreciate the good times. This is what Jesus came to bring, life in all its fullness. As we walk with Jesus in the way of the cross, we are called to die for ourselves and to live for God. In so doing, we find that fullness of life which Jesus came to bring. That fullness of life which is so beautifully shown in creation at this time of the year. We're all called to blossom and flourish in our lives in Christ. I hope you will join us as we seek to walk the way of the cross this Holy Week, and that we may discover more of the life that Jesus wants to give us this Easter time. I hope you have a blessed journey through Holy Week and a very happy Easter when it comes.